guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys my full coverage foundation routine. I feel like wintertime is the time where you cake on the makeup and like you have no problems because it's wintertime. So I don't want to keep on going. I'm just gonna show you guys how I get my full foundation routine. That was awkward, but yeah, we're just gonna get started. So the first thing that I like to do before I put on my foundation is you obviously need to moisturize. You gotta make sure you're cleansing your skin and moisturizing. So what I like to use to moisturize are two things. I use the Nivea cream. It's a very thick moisturizing cream. I use it I use it all year round, but it's very good for if you have super dry skin, because I know everyone's skin usually gets a little bit more dry in the winter. And then something that I only really put all over my face in the winter is the Cortisone 10 Intensive Healing Formula. I have eczema, as you guys know, around my mouth, but I only put it just around my mouth over the summer. I recently started putting it all over my face because it's getting colder, and I saw that Alina uses it all over her face. And what I can tell you about this is that it really does make your skin super smooth, super soft, and like it doesn't dry my skin out at all. To me, in the winter time, a lot of people like to go matte, but I like to switch it up. I go matte, I go dewy, I do whatever I want to do. So yeah, so I feel like this is really good if you want to go matte also, and if you want to go dewy, because it's not going to dry your skin completely out if you do decide to wear a matte foundation. I personally have very dry skin. Like, I have to do a lot to moisturize my skin, so that is just it right there. And I always use a dewy foundation. I never use matte foundation. Like, all the dry patches on my face, especially my eczema, will just cling to drier foundations. So I'd much rather avoid that problem. Okay, so I decided to get a little bit closer to you guys so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I should probably do my eyebrows first off camera because they take forever, and I usually do that before I do my foundation, so I will be right back after I do my eyebrows. Okay, my eyebrows are done, and I'm having like a weird / bad eyebrow day, so ignore that. But I'm gonna take my Hard Candy Sheer Envy Long Wear Primer. It's like a 12-hour wear primer, and I'm gonna be putting this all over my T-zone. I don't really prime my entire face because I have such a dry skin, and the makeup will basically stick to it anyway. But yeah. I didn't mean to say I don't put it all over my skin. I meant like I basically concentrate it in my T-zone, and then I smooth it out all over my skin, because you definitely should prime your entire face. So the next thing I like to do is I like to color correct when I'm doing a full coverage foundation look in the winter. So I'm going to be taking my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the orange corrector, and I'm going to be using this to cover up my eczema spots, my dark marks, and the little, you know, circles under my eyes. So what I just did was I found a few of the extra spots that like usually show through in my pictures that I don't really like to show, and I covered those up as well. And now I'm going to be taking this dry beauty sponge, and I'm going to be packing this, like spreading this out, blending it in, which is the word that I was looking for. But the reason that I'm using a dry one is because I want this to be a full coverage look, and dry beauty blenders kind of keep the product on your face. Damp beauty blenders tend to shear the product out, and it's going to make the dark colors show through even more. So that is why I use a dry one instead of a wet one. And again, keep in mind that I'm not trying to like blend this out or shear this out. I'm trying to keep it concentrated in one spot. I just don't want it to be cakey. So the beauty blender is still picking up a little bit of the excess, but I'm not like moving it around. So the trick to this is not adding so much at first, and then when you see that you need more, just build it on top. Because it's always easier to add makeup than it is to take it away. Trust me. In high school, I did my makeup like so crazy every day. Like, I thought I looked so good, but now I look back at those pictures and I'm just like, girl, like, why did my dad let me leave the house like that? Like, my dad was always home in the morning before I went to school, so he saw me and he just, I don't know, I guess he was just letting me do my thing. So next, I'm going to be taking my L'Oreal True Match foundation. This is a very, like, dewy foundation, so if you have oily skin, I would not recommend using this. But it's wintertime, so I guess you'd be alright. but I use this all year round, honestly. It's like one of my favorite foundations. And I'm taking this foundation brush, and I'm gonna dot the product all over my face. I'm kind of making sure to apply it directly on top of the orange, just because I don't want the orange to peek through. Like, I don't want my foundation to look really orange. So I'm just trying to concentrate it around where I put the orange. And I hate applying foundation to my forehead. It's just the most annoying thing in the world to me. If you guys can see that I'm staying away from my under eyes, because the more product you put on your under eyes, the easier and more likely it is that your under eyes will crease. So just keep that in mind. And I'm going to take my damp beauty blender to blend out the foundation that I just put on my face. I'm going to leave this excess product on here just in case I need to add more foundation. I'm just going to add a little bit more foundation just because I didn't get that much on my forehead. So I'm going to, like, I hate putting foundation on my forehead. I don't know why, but this is a full coverage look. And I'm going to just put the excess all over my face. And don't forget that it's very important to cover up all the orange and blend it down your neck, because your neck is a part of makeup too. Like, you need to make sure that your neck matches, because if your neck does not match your face and everything, like, people are gonna be like, girl, what the fuck? Like, do better. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cream contour. Since it's wintertime, I told you, like, the makeup is full coverage and it's super heavy and stuff like that. So I'm going to cream contour, and I'm going to take the color Mahogany from the LA Girl Pro Conceal collection, and I'm going to use this to contour. It's a pretty dark color, so I don't even use that much. I literally start right here, and I will go down like that. And I don't see how much I don't use that much. And I'll just put some dots on my forehead because this is such a dark color. And these concealers are very easy to blend out, so you don't really even need a lot of it. And I use the nose line right here just because it's easier for me to see where to blend. And it's extremely hard, so be careful when you're contouring your nose. I'm going to try to get close to the camera so you guys can see, like, exactly what I'm doing. And that is also another reason why I do contouring first, because you can always go back and clean it up when you conceal and highlight. I'm going to take the end of the beauty blender that we used to blend out the foundation, and I'm just going to blend out my contour starting with my nose, because I don't want that to dry up like that. I think that'll be the hardest to fix if it dried up like that. And make sure you're blending really good, because look how dark that color is. That's going to look crazy if I don't blend that out completely. Now that my face is contoured, I'm just going to conceal. So I'm going to be mixing two concealers, because I like my concealer to be very yellow but very thick as well. So I'm taking my Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer slash corrector in the color medium 26 or original tan, and I'm taking the yellow corrector from Pro Conceal, the LA Girl Pro Conceal collection, and I'm applying this one first. Again, I'm not going to go right underneath the eyes, because, you know, that's just asking for it to not be completely blended out. So I'm just going to apply it right after my eye creases. So right underneath where my eye would normally crease is where I'm applying this. Not hella, just a small amount of it, because I'm going on top of it with the Kat Von D concealer, which is very thick. I'm applying my Kat Von D concealer in a triangle motion. because the Kat Von D concealer has more of like a grayish undertone, and I think this is fine to put right on my nose. I'm just going to start making this into a triangle. Really good thing to keep in mind is if you ever feel like you have too much concealer going on, you can start blending it towards your nose a little bit to clean up the contour. Or you can go directly under your contour to clean it up. I don't like to do it that way. I'll show you guys how I do mine when I'm done with blending on my concealer. And as you guys can see, blending this out kind of cleans up the contour a lot of it. Again, just blend out the edges with the back of the beauty sponge again, so there aren't really any, you can't really tell where the concealer begins and the contour ends. So now I'm going to show you guys what I do to bake. I take my Airspun loose face powder and I get a little bit on my beauty blender, or as much as I'm going to use to bake. I don't bake all the time. A lot of times I just take a loose powder or a compact powder and just dab it all over my face. But make sure you keep your eyes pretty open. I use one side of the beauty blender to tap out, and I use the other side to apply the powder. I apply the powder to the other side, the center, the bridge of my nose. Sometimes I even go here, just so nothing creases, because I really don't want to be looking crazy. I mean, I look crazy right now. I'm saying I don't want to be looking crazy, but I do. This end of the Real Technique sponge, and I dip it in there, and this is the side that I'm going to be using to clean up my contour with. So I'm just applying this here. When it comes to contouring, I take this brush, this Kat Von D Shine Light brush, and I wipe everything off right away from the contour, because I don't want there to be, you see how that white line is there? Like, I don't want that to be there forever, so I'm just gonna loo. I don't know what that sound was I just made, but whatever. I forgot to mention, if you don't want to contour your nose, you don't really have to. You can just put the concealer right up to like where you would normally contour, so you can keep like, you know, the contour lines. I'm going to take my L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder in Soft Sable. This is the color of the foundation that I used. And I'm going to put this all over my face to kind of neutralize everything. And this is my completed foundation routine. So I'm not going to do my eyes or anything. I just wanted to show you guys how my completed foundation looks without blush, without highlight, just with concealer, foundation, contour, and the powders. That's all I wanted to show you guys. Excuse my ratchet hair because I'm filming a video after this that involves me kind of doing something in my hair. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. Let me know any other looks that you guys would like to see. And don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you guys on my next video.
You don't gotta worry, just let your head